Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another live stream. Sorry I'm late. I need to move by next Tuesday. Like, I need to be out of where I'm currently living. We've been hunting for a new place for a while. We just got accepted. I'm like, whew, today, we just got accepted today. So I'm a little bit in my head. Been going a little crazy, but I'm ready to relax a little bit for the stream, hang out with you guys, look at some cool Instagram posts, some cool Reddit posts, and a new video from LUS talking about this new Denims update, this new update on the Denims lawsuit and this tentative ruling and what it really means. But before we can get into any of that, we also have a fun poll ready to go. I feel like a clown. I feel like the clown makeup meme every time I hear people talk about these lawsuits now. I mean, for me, it's just for the goofs, right? It's just for the shits and giggles. I don't take any of this stuff too seriously at this point. Iran bombed northern Israel today, or yesterday. There's other stuff going on in the world that's probably more pressing. And so we come to talk shit about internet celebrities to forget about all of that, you know what I mean? Why are you sat down? Keep moving, Purple Man. I'm telling you, we gotta. But the poll we have ready for today is, what would you want an oracle to tell you? So what would you want some sightseer, soothsayer, whatever you'd say, an oracle to tell you? Would you want them to tell you where to find wealth, how to find happiness, when you will die, or what this all really means? I'm really proud of myself for coming up with a where, what, why, or where, what, when, and how. Perfect. So, what would you want an oracle to tell you? Where to find wealth, how to find happiness, when you will die, or what it all really means? Sup time, sup gang. Apparently sup gang and sup time mean the same thing. In what language is gang time? I wonder. But it's time to get started. And I'm excited. I'm excited. 90, I have a question for everybody. Does this guy look like Timothee Chalamet, or is it just me? Some people were saying it in the comments, but it's like so striking.
Huh?
It's a promposal.
Right, I know. You sparkle me.
Will you sparkle me? Will you sparkle with me at prom? And it's Twilight Sparkle? Sorry, I'm not a brony. I don't know.
Sparkle with me at the
Sparkle with me at prom.
That's cool. Get in the picture, Wiener. What the hell's wrong with you? There we go. And pick your head up, dummy. God, a wiener and a dummy.
I don't know why Instagram's been doing this, but on desktop, it like makes everything so fuzzy.
Right.
Am I tripping? Is it because it's not like it needs to be this ratio, like on my phone?
I know. You sparkle.
Look like 12-year-olds.
Hey, I got a subscriber.
The Femcel X Incel
May I say,
comment.
you're looking extra purple today.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That means the world. Femcel X Incel. I almost said Femcel D Incel. Kind of the same thing, right? If they're working together, they're a danger. What's that thing from Suicide Squad? He was crazy. She was crazier than him, but she was his whatever, and I honestly do not remember at all. She was his Discord princess, and nobody disrespected his Discord princess. But just a little bit of Timothee Chalamet, a little bit of Tyler Drager here.
We're in Downingtown this Sunday. A lot of great home decor, decorative objects.
What is this? Can somebody tell me? I was about to say, can somebody fill me in, but not with this. What is this? Because I can't think of anything other than what it is, obviously. And don't go telling me, oh, it's a door stopper. In what world? Maybe a doorknob? In what world?
A lot of glass orbs, finials. They're very cool. We have a bunch of them. This one.
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. Maybe that's how I should have reacted.
That's a funny looking orb.
You're right. We get it. It's a butt plug. It looks like a butt plug. That's what I was saying. That was the point I was making.
We're in Downingtown this Sunday. A lot of great home decor, decorative objects. A lot of glass orbs, finials.
See, it is just confusing because it does just look like a butt plug. But, like, what is the genuine purpose of this thing?
They're very cool. We have a bunch
Because
of...
I understand, oh, glass orbs. They're just decorative. Does this one, like... Maybe it's because it's the way it takes in light. The reflections you see within this orb are much different. Much better for magic. If you're trying to see someone's future in a glass ball, maybe it shouldn't be a ball. Maybe it should be a glass butt plug. Now we know. Never put those orbs in front of the window. They can catch the house on fire. They can do a lot more than that. This only has 49 likes. Is this his whole account? Oh no, this is this guy. What am I talking about? This is the guy who reacted. Big ups him. Sales by Helen. I want the original. Is this one? Yes, this is the original. Sales by Helen. Don't look at me like that. I don't know why he did that. I hate cheap art from big box stores. Stop buying it. Your home should tell a story. This is what I should be buying instead? I'm sorry, I agree with you on big box art is not appealing. But is this really your alternative? Maybe these are just frames.
Check this out. We are at our Newtown Square.
What's up with all these freaky items that they have? The upside down pineapple? Maybe it is supposed to be the other way around. Maybe he's just trying to tell us something. I think it is supposed to be the right side up. It's supposed to be a right side up pineapple, like side table. Put this at the end, you know, an end table of a couch or something. Perfect for your glasses. But he's showing it to us upside down. Does he want to bang somebody's wife while someone else bangs his wife? It's a possibility.
State sale this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have an upside down pineapple thing. I'm not sure what this is.
Oh, he's calling it out.
But then we also have this Maitland Smith bar. This thing is...
He was really just trying to let everybody know that they can have sex with his wife.
Spectacular. It has this sort of... This is...
Aren't pineapples a swinger thing, or did I dream that? It's specifically the upside down pineapples. It's specifically that. Every time I'm in the grocery store, if I'm buying a pineapple, I'm like, make sure it's right side up. Don't let it fall over. Don't need some weirdo walking up to me like, hey there, pal. I don't know you like that. Take me out to dinner first, pal.
Metal. These are metal inlays, tin, marble top, just a great condition. This thing is
He like burped during the middle of that.
heavy. It's going to be available. Details, photos, more information on our website, salesbyhelen.com.
Sales by Helen. I gotta be honest, I wouldn't take you for a Helen. Maybe a Margaret, but wouldn't have thought.
We have over 2,500 items available in online store, and this is probably my favorite. Beautiful French painting. I just love it. Everything about it is great. Even
They should have taken a lesson from Bob Ross. Very blotchy, I'd say. Not terrible, but like I don't know if I'd buy this. I've got to be honest. This is your favorite piece? I guess when the other pieces are like bottle caps glued to frames, you're not setting the standard very high. And it's sold.
Even
What
the
do I
chip
know? I guess it's the age, right? 1886 to 1958. Oh, okay. Just because it's Fernand Pinal. Okay. It's in 1941. It's the age of it. Almost 100 years old. We'll get there eventually.
frame, just a beautiful piece. And if you look on the back, I always love this. All of the documentation, you have the gallery label, you have the provenance, who was owned by.
Yeah, it's a nice frame. It's an old frame, you can tell. It's chipped a little bit.
Signed on the back, an original picture of it.
Honestly, this looks better than the larger image. The larger
All sorts
painting.
of detailing. This is available now, along with about 300 other original works of art. Complimentary local delivery shipping is available. ShopSBH.com. We have over 2,500.
Pineapple upside down cake mean? Wait, is that a thing? I've never heard of pineapple upside down cake. That's what swingers bring to the potluck.
Ephemera were items that were meant to be disposed of, to be used, not saved. Usually paper. And in this one, it's a Radnor Hunt program.
Okay, there's not much more we can get from this. I was expecting more freak gear. All of a sudden, he just has like a sex swing, and he's like, now what does this doohickey? What could this thing possibly be for? Huh? Would you look at this? It's got an odd shape to it. He knows what he's doing.
One of the nicest carved canes I've ever
That is an insanely nice cane. This is...
seen. Look at the detailing.
Imagine clubbing somebody with this, hitting somebody in the face with another face.
On the head. It has these mirrored inlays. Some pictures, some family pictures, probably his wife and daughter, wife and mistress. This looks like some Masonic symbol here with the eyes. This is carved from one piece of wood. That little ball in there, that sort of puzzle ball. Then we go down here, more carving. Look at this steer head. It's got some mirrors. It's got an alligator. And it ends with a snake, double twisted stake. This is a great piece of folk art. Super cool. I absolutely love it.
Sorry, I said there wasn't anything else, and then I saw that. That was sick. Real art. I actually would get this painting. See, this is the thing, right? There's stylistic, and then there's untrained. Because you don't have to be like classically trained in painting to be good. You can be like an alternative artist or like an underground artist who's like personally self-taught. But
Melinda Kirkpatrick is one of my
I think the difference is like if you know that you're not like good at realism, you got to figure out your own style. Figure out what style works best for you. But shout out Sales by Helen. Go get your glass butt plugs today. Now it's time for Laserbald. Who remembers Laserbald? Anybody? It's been a while. Sorry, I need to turn the AC. I'm like sweating up a storm now. Go. You had a little bit of time to take this in. First time checking the look of my new aluminum chrome skull outside. But I was 10 minutes too late to see the sun reflections. The polished finish is still not perfect, and I must get more experience to reach the perfect possible result. It was a big bunch of work to make the gypsum model creation of the mold made of oil sand and then cast it. The helmet is made of aluminum silicone 10, I'm assuming that is. Nice to cast but hard to polish. Some areas had to be welded during the post-processing. It fits very tight with a strong vacuum. This helmet can't be removed without a special tool, a long cable tie. I still want to go to the grocery store or in a DIY store, but I'm not brave enough to do that. The reactions would be confused to funny, or even not. What do we think? He's upgraded. He's been upgrading slowly but surely. As you can see, his main goal is he wants his head to be as polished as possible. He wants his head to be as shiny as possible. Some people want a matte finish on their head. Some people want it to be super glossy. He wants that gloss, the high gloss UV. Look at that. It's impressive, really. Let it shine. No used products. Just lasered. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. It's not like he's like baby oiling his head. This is all from laser removal. That's why he's laser bald. Because it's all just a laser removal process he does over and over again. A true fake shave on my laser head. Oh my god. Ugh. He did it, and honestly, I was just like, I don't know if this feels like a good thing to do. Like, if you've lasered it out to where you don't have any hair in the follicles anymore, I guess you could do it for dead skin, but just shaving the skin just feels bizarre. I feel like you're just asking for irritation. He wants that bowling ball look. Yes, exactly. Honestly, imagine standing behind this guy in the grocery store and just like looking at yourself in the back of his head. Like getting a clear reflection of yourself. It would be a sight to see, I have to say. But I saw the upgrade because here, let's see his old model. So this is the old model he made. Here's the front view. Where is it? Has it really been that long since I've talked about him? Because I just saw a picture up there of him doing a casting. I'm just confused. This is just an AI rendering. But, or I think it's this one? No? That's showing the process. But I guess you can kind of see here. It's going over more of his head now. Like now it's actually fully containing around his ears and over his brow. Eventually he's just going to have a full metal head. Like fully face and all. Maybe he'll go like cut it out just around the face. Have a metal jaw. But yes, Laserbald. I've been following him for a while. This is really for the love of the game. He only has 6,000 followers. He gets like a couple hundred likes per post. But yeah, literally just consistent laser hair removal. Hey, beauty is pain, am I right? Now here is Bod Ferrel. Or Bod Ferrel. Like Will Ferrell? Bod Ferrel.
It is some people that's trying to figure me out. Not just recently, but for a very long time now. People have been asking me who I am. What am I about? That's the mystery. Now ain't it? You want to know about me? You want to know who I am? Keep watching the videos. Keep watching my content. You may just figure it out. But until that moment comes, I'll leave you with this. Quote the Raven.
Quote the Raven.
Nevermore.
Yeah, let's watch more of his videos so we can get... like he said, if we want to know who he is, we just need to watch more of his videos.
Today's question. Have anyone ever been obsessed with you? I'll repeat that. Have anyone ever been obsessed with you? Comment below.
I have to agree with Aisad. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all, but maybe I don't know. This is a great question. It is a great question. Who knows if someone's obsessed with me? They could be. I could have a stalker right now.
Today's question. Name something you would do again. I repeat that. Name something you would do again. Comment below.
Ride a bike. You know, you're having me answer a lot of questions. I'm not learning a whole lot about you, Bod Ferrel.
Cloudy day in Georgia. The raven has spoken. Quote the raven. Nevermore.
Nevermore. Nevermore. I could imagine a raven saying that. Nevermore. Nevermore. I could totally see a raven saying that. Quote the raven.
You thought that it wasn't gonna be no videos of me. You thought it will be a complete emptiness. Y'all was wrong. I told you, I'm full of mystery. I'm full of surprises. Real surprise. I'm in Georgia, taking over.
He's taking over Georgia.
The raven has landed. The raven is taking over. And the shadows walks amongst us. And I leading that pack. The raven has spoken. Quote the raven, nevermore.
He's so professional with it.
Let's see how much evasion I do in Georgia. It starts soon enough. I have spoken. Quote the raven, nevermore. So, this is it. My last night in Florida. As I head up north for a couple of days. The question is, will the raven follow me? Or will I?
There's too much crime in Atlanta right now, LMAO. Sir, don't threaten us. Like, are you taking down supervillains or are you one? Why not both? He's an anti-hero. He's like Deadpool.
Staying alone. That's the question. Y'all will soon find out. As I head north, just know, regardless if the raven shows up or not, the shadows will still follow. The raven has spoken. Quote the raven, nevermore.
Nevermore.
Hey everyone, today's question. What's the best memory you can think of that you had from the past?
His best memory is, I remember eating a toaster strudel that came out of the microwave.
Comment below. Thank you.
Oh no, wait, sorry, I thought this was Bod Ferrel. He didn't add a caption this time. This person said that, sorry. I remember eating a toaster strudel that came out of the microwave. That's a good memory. Every memory is overshadowed by darkness. Yeah. Our favorite look. I love that he's wearing a spiked choker. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. He's wearing a spiked choker with this look.
There's some people that's trying to figure me out.
Oh, this one we saw.
If you look hard, you may find
It sounds like that choker's really doing its job, I have to say.
what you're looking for. If you ask the right questions, you may get the answers you're looking for. But if you look in the shadows, you may not like what you see. Beyond everything else,
The way that the smoke detector keeps chirping like perfectly in between the lines that he's saying is what keeps getting me. He's been doing this for a while.
y'all will not believe what happened to me on the job.
I believe you.
I was doing the garbage and got stung by a bee. Now, unfortunately, I was not allergic to it, because if I was, I would not be standing right now. But anyway, happy Memorial Day, everyone. The Raven's Nest, the American bald eagle, takes flight beyond our sight.
And the birds call in the background. He really is the Raven. He even made like the screen get darker. He brought a shadow over the video.
Happy Memorial Day, everyone. 2026. Go out, make the best of it, have fun, stay safe, and all that good stuff. Memorial Day 2026. Make America stand tall once again. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Okay, I thought he was about to go. I thought he was about to be MAGA. I don't know if he is MAGA, but that sounded like a bit of opposition. So. I just need one more. Sorry, I get into an account and it becomes addictive.
So, we meet again. You came across my page.
I did. You're right. What are you looking at?
What? You don't got nothing to say? No answers?
There wasn't a question.
That's what I thought. Stay within me. Stay within me. For those of you who never been to my page, you in for a mystery. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Quote the Raven, nevermore. The real Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe reincarnated. I mean, at least it's the Raven and not a Telltale Heart. That would be an issue. I hear it beating. He just starts making those videos. Do you hear it? Okay, and lastly, we have a song here. I just thought this was so interesting because people always talk about how when you sing, you lose. A lot of the time, people lose their accents. Like there's more of like a generic enunciation and pronunciation with a lot of singing. But I think it's interesting because it even extends to like neurological disorders. And I was thinking about this. If you have like this guy has a severe stutter. If you could sing and not have to worry about stuttering, honestly, I'd just be singing all the time. I would just be singing every day, all my words. It would all be a song.
My name is Ryan, and I'm going to sing that. happy birthday, but in a minor key. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Impressive stuff, truly. We love to see it. But moving on from Instagram, yes, shout out Ryan Engelbrecht. I think it'd be Engelbrecht, right? But Ryan Engelbrecht 7254. Great singing. But moving on to Reddit now, we have this clip of Myron getting owned. Myron got pwned, got epically pwned in the marketplace of ideas. Wait till you see the camera pan.
You literally have had one relationship in your mid-30s. Why should anybody listen to you for dating advice?
Actually, that's a good question. That's actually, I'm glad that you brought that up.
Honestly, the problem isn't having one relationship, because if you have one steady relationship that you like fell in love with your high school sweetheart and you know, like that whole thing, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. That's kind of my scenario. I was getting a ton of chicks before that, bro. When I was in high school, bro. No, but it's like that's not necessarily a bad thing or like a bad it doesn't say that you know nothing about women or you know nothing about like starting a relationship or getting into a relationship. But I think the problem is that he hasn't had any meaningful relationships. Every relationship that Myron has had, the very few that he has had, are built on this like facade. Or not even built on the facade, they're built around the facade, where it's like he doesn't even hold up this like man's man energy in the relationship. It seems that he is willing to, you know, like every relationship is, you are more forthright with certain opinions, you're less forthright with others, because you understand when it's necessary to argue. But like dying on these hills, he's teaching these guys to die on these hills, which is ridiculous. Yeah, everything in his world is conditional. We shitting on Myron on this fine Monday? Yes, indeedy. It's always good to see. I haven't talked about Myron in a long time, I feel like. He fell off hard.
Oh, are you?
No, I am. I am glad, because here's the thing, my friend. I've dated and been around a lot of women.
No, you haven't.
I also like that. I've dated and been around a lot of women. Because again, like, to me, it's just funny because it's like this guy's just playing into their angles, you know what I mean? Because it really doesn't mean anything to be like, I've actually dated 100 women. I've dated thousands of women. Like, that could also mean very little. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean anything about your knowledge in proper relationship conduct or how to, articulate your emotions properly and express yourself in a way that's productive for the relationship. Like, you can be in a lot of relationships that mean very little, and the fact that is like what he's arguing at this point is kind of it kind of shows how little he actually knows about relationships. Because like at the end of the day, it's like Myron and these Manosphere guys aren't teaching people how to like start a family and start a meaningful relationship. They're teaching guys how to get laid, but they're not even doing that very well, which is kind of like a bigger issue. It's like, guys, why are you paying attention to these losers? Like, at least follow somebody that's like, it's gonna work. I don't know who that would be, because it's if they're teaching it to you, like, you kind of lost the plot already. I've been around so many women. Yeah, because you can't make one last. Well, that's the thing, is it's like, it's on both of those levels. I feel like both of those arguments aren't necessarily that strong, because it's like it could go one way or the other. Either like you have a long-standing relationship that's really bad and kind of poor, and then like you break up, or you could have one relationship that's really good and like you stay together, or you could, you know, stay together in a bad relationship too. Some people end up living until they die in their marriage they hate, and that's a pretty big issue as well. And I think that's probably like why the biggest thing is dating shouldn't start with like this. I think in general, it's like when you're trying to date people, and I've told this to a lot of my friends, like you shouldn't be going in expecting a relationship and giving the expectation of a relationship with the people that you are going on dates with. Like you should be able to date without, you know, going steady with other, you know, with people. Because that's like the whole thing is like trying to figure out what you like in other people, what you like, what you appreciate in yourself and you want appreciated for, like by someone else. Like all those things come out through the, through like repeated trial and error. And I think that honestly, it's like you can get lucky if you like find somebody when you're young, but the older you get, it's like the more effort you have to put into like getting to know people first, I feel. Because there's more to know. When you meet someone when they're young, it's like they haven't, like when you're young too. Because Myron would probably agree with that. He's like, yeah, you want them when they're less developed. But like the whole thing is you want people less developed when you're less developed so that you can like, you know, work those things out together. But as you become older, there's more quote unquote baggage that we're all carrying that you kind of need to work through and be able to contend with. Can you be a rainbow for Pride Month, or can you only be a single? I can only be a single color. I would. Oh, man. I need to get more rainbow shirts. I don't know if I have anything rainbow. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
Self-admitted you've had one relationship, but keep lying. Go ahead.
Buddy, you do realize that you don't have to be within a confined.
Here, wait. Do I have... Thing is we're packing too. Because I was gonna say I think I have like a stuffed animal I could just like hold, just put it on my head or something. But we're packing everything up, so I think those got put away too.
Of a traditional relationship to understand and date and to be around a lot of women, correct?
So you know a lot about relationships?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Being in one, you know a lot about relationships.
Most importantly, I understand female nature to a degree to identify which women qualify for a relationship and which ones don't. Now, you might not know that because you're a simp and you're a sucker and you believe in the marriage.
And I'm married, I've been in many relationships, yeah.
See, sir, that does not qualify you. Being married, that means basically, okay, well, I found a wife, I'm cool or whatever.
I did love that. Yeah, bro, whatever. You have a wife? Cool. Oh, you're so cool. I have a wife. Oh. And like, this isn't a podcast, dude. You're supposed to be having a debate with this guy, and you're immediately like, you're folding.
Being in one, you know a lot about relationships.
Most importantly, I understand female nature to a degree to identify which women qualify.
I mean, he's literally just running on a script, right? Like, he's not actually willing or to like listen to anybody and have an argument that he can even stand on. It's literally just these talking points he just reiterates over and over again. And he's selling this book. Oh yeah, his book is Why Women Deserve Less. And literally all he said is, I understand women to a degree. See, that's the thing. I understand female nature. How? What? How? In what way?
For relationship and which ones don't. Now, you might not know that because you're
What does qualify then? Does Myron have a certificate? Well, I was going to say that too, is it's kind of funny that the guy is making the claim. He's using Myron's worldview against him, saying, you've only been in one relationship. You don't know anything about relationships. And Myron's saying, well, what are you saying? You're married? You gave up. You gave up on the game. You stopped playing. Which is a terrible argument. Simp.
And you're a sucker and you believe in the marriage.
And I'm married, I've been in many relationships, yeah.
See, sir, that does not qualify you. Being married.
Did I say Marlon? Myron. If I said Marlon, that's pretty funny. I'll start calling him Marlon.
that means basically, okay, well, I found a wife, I'm cool or whatever. But that's not the male statistic of success. The male
You're right. It's just the fact that you are trying to set objective standards for people that are like telling you that you're wrong is just hilarious. Like, you're outvoted here. Like, you can't just go, well, I believe it's true, so that is the truth. This is another man who's married telling you you're wrong. So how can you say that the male statistic, like, what are you talking about? What statistic?
of success is, do women...
That also doesn't make any sense. The male statistic of success? What the fuck? What? What are you trying to say?
Right? You have the ability to attract women.
You don't have the ability to attract women.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
I have a viral video asking women.
I mean, you don't even need to do this. This guy argues that he's like, I had a video where I asked women if they thought Myron was attractive. And it's obviously, there are people that are going to find Myron attractive, but are going to understand the type of person that he is, and that is going to make him uglier in their eyes. And so I don't know. It's like on like a, I don't think Myron's like the most attractive dude ever, but in terms of like general appearance, he's not like super ugly. But I think that his the way that he holds himself and the way that he talks to people is going to be what's the most off-putting. And I think that's like the funniest part is he wants to be like, I know a lot about women. I've talked to a lot of women, but all the women that you talk to seem to hate you, and the relationship that you were in ended very poorly for you.
Did anybody find Myron Gaines attractive? 3,000 comments. Guess how many women said yes? Take a guess. Take a guess.
So you actually believe women when they tell you what they're attracted to, what they're not?
Am I only supposed to believe you and no experience?
Okay, let me give you an example. Are you familiar with the guy Ted Bundy?
Sure.
The reality is that the things that women are attracted to and aroused by are not politically correct a lot of the times. And
you're acting as though, like, I know it was like a thing, like, oh, people love Ted Bundy. Oh, women were sending him letters. That's true for like every serial killer. And I don't think it was like was it like national news? Did they have like, you know, was it on like some broadcast where they're like, heartthrob killer? Like, I don't know. Because I feel like that's blown out of proportion where, I don't know, someone married Charles Manson while he was in prison. Like, all types, it happens to every type, like every killer. There's always psychos. And using that as your standard for all women. Women love psychopaths. What are you talking about?
women are not going to be honest, and they don't have a vested interest.
Well, and also, I don't know, the Ted Bundy thing's funny too. Because people say Ted Bundy's super ugly. Ted Bundy isn't like a hideous dude. The worst part is the eyebrow, the unibrow he's got going. But that picture of him honestly makes him look worse than he was too. Look at this one. Now that's Browen. Jesus. Like if you look at like this image, yeah, he's not fucking hideous. I don't know, I just think this is so stupid. He's just like, do you think Ted Bundy's hot? Some women did. There you go. Some women think I'm hot too.
Honest with what they're attracted and aroused by, because the things that arouse and attract them.
So the women that are attracted to Ted Bundy, they're being honest, but the women that aren't attracted to you aren't being honest.
Once again, I'm trying to explain to you, women like bad boys. Women are not going to be honest about what they're attracted to and what they're aroused by.
But you believe the Ted Bundy ladies. But you believe the Ted Bundy ladies. You believe those ladies. You believe those ladies, but you don't believe the ones that say you're unattractive.
I believe their actions. If a girl wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning to
It's just...
don't look at some dude's trial.
It's so funny to me because what he's basically outlining here is that he mimics the behaviors of criminals to try and win the favor of women.
Criminal, okay, that she
like those are his best examples, Luigi Mangione and Ted Bundy, because they're two people that became incarcerated and had people like fawning over them. And Luigi Mangione is probably even like a worse example than Ted Bundy because he is, again, like somewhat conventionally attractive. Yeah, and Myron isn't a bad boy, let's get that clear. Because yeah, like obviously there's some people that love the bad boy archetype, and then that can extend to the furthest like point. Thank you so much for the star. Fuck it, my thumbs are too fat to offer coherent comments today. Hey, it's okay. I feel that way every day. I feel like my tongue's too fat for my mouth. Just waiting for Myron to drop an including or not including gang violence. Honestly, you gotta give him props. This is brave.
No, he doesn't even know that she exists.
It's so brave going out there. It's funny because people say stuff like that. Like, he's actually brave for going out there and doing something like this after Charlie Kirk. Well, I think the reason Charlie Kirk was assassinated is because he was actually effective in his in what he was doing. So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's understandable more on a level. I don't think people would look at Myron and see him as being a justifiable assassination attempt. They'd be like, it'd be worthless. If I killed Myron, what would that do for me? How would that accomplish any of my goals? He's not accomplishing any of his, so it's like, it's a worthless endeavor.
That tells you where women stand sexually, a lot of things. And again,
It's convenient.
Just a lot of things in general.
What you believe is convenient. You believe those women, but you don't believe. Yes, you believe that those women are attracted to them. Yes, you believe that.
And also, again, it's like such a stupid example because you're talking about what women say, not their actions. You're saying all of these women loved Ted Bundy, they loved Luigi Mangione. How many of them were like you know what I mean? It's just so ridiculous. Like, what are you talking about? We're talking about, like, are they marrying him? Are they going on dates? Yes, there are a few, and there will always be a few. But you're talking about generalities.
Those women are attracted to them, but you don't believe the women aren't attracted to you. Why do you believe them, but not that?
I'm telling you that they're not going to be honest with you and tell you that they're attracted to
Yeah, but they're honest about the Ted Bundy. But they're honest about Ted Bundy, but they're not honest about you.
Okay, pay attention.
This is why Myron is scared to debate me. I don't know, bro. I don't know about that. Okay, buddy. Okay. Hold on. I'm cool to shit on Myron all day, but don't talk like you're anything hot here. You're just some guy as well. Myron just wants to receive letters in prison. He just wants to be loved. He just wants someone's warm embrace. Oh, I forgot. I was going to pull this up too. Oh, yeah. I was trying to see if it was real. Okay. Fake. It's not fake. Okay, this is real. So there's this. I don't know if this is real. I'm assuming this is real. The leaked Mr. Beast company email is embarrassing. Attention all Beast staff. This has been discussed with Sue and Jimmy in depth. Jimmy is to remain on a strict diet which is prepared for him. If his pre-made meals are not available, he is only to eat healthy food. Everyone is to be an accountability buddy for Jimmy. If you're at the studio or his house headed anywhere to meet him, grab one of his meals and bring it with you and give it to him. This means, and I like that it says, and give it him. This means no one is to order, eat, bring junk food or fast food with them anywhere Jimmy is or on the way to meet him. This includes his studio, house, car rides, while shooting or just hanging out as friends. Jimmy cannot have any junk food, chips, soda, energy drinks, fast food, candy, any food that is unhealthy. If you see him consuming anything unhealthy and you record a video of yourself taking it from him and trashing it, I will personally send you $5 on PayPal every time you do it. If you have candy or junk food stashed somewhere at work or you see it, remove it or throw it away. On the other hand, if you are caught with any of the prohibited items, getting him the junk food, or having trash from the food anywhere near him, there will be consequences which are being decided on. Everyone needs to take this seriously and help Jimmy be accountable. What you do in your personal life is your business. While working, it is no longer considered your personal life. This is very important to Jimmy, Sue, and I, and should be to you as well. Absolutely no one is exempt from this. If you have any questions or concerns about anything, everyone is more than welcome to reach out to me at any time, and I will gladly clarify things to be helpful in any way that I can be. If you would like to volunteer to be a workout buddy for Jimmy, we are looking for 2 to 3 people to help encourage healthy life choices. If you are one of the people that regularly needs to discuss things with Jimmy, this is a great opportunity to talk while working out. I would love it if any and all of the talent would work out with Jimmy regularly. Everyone looking more fit and healthy will look great while filming. A reward system is being discussed for those interested in working out with Jimmy and encouraging him to work out regularly. If needed, you can reach me. My email is redacted. My personal phone number is redacted. Please confirm. I hope this is fake too, and it made me think of this. This is a memo from George H.W. Bush about his dog Ranger. So this is an all-points bulletin from the president. Recently, Ranger was put on a weight reduction program. Either that program succeeds or we enter Ranger in the Houston Fat Stock Show as a prime Hereford. All offices should take a formal pledge that reads as follows. We agree not to feed Ranger. We will not give him biscuits. We will not give him food of any kind. In addition, Ranger's access is hereby restricted. He has been told not to wander the corridors without an escort. This applies to the east and west wings, to the residents from the 3rd floor to the very, very bottom basement. Although Ranger will still be permitted to roam around Camp David, the Camp David staff, including the Marines, naval personnel, all civilians, and kids, are specifically instructed to rat on anyone seen feeding Ranger. Ranger has been asked to wear a Do Not Feed Me badge in addition to his ID. I will, of course, report on Ranger's fight against obesity. Right now, he looks like a blimp. A nice, friendly, appealing blimp, but a blimp. We need your help, all hands. We need your help, all hands. Please help. From the President, George H.W. Bush. Jimmy is Ranger. It immediately popped into my head, and I was like, it's too fitting. I need someone to rewrite this Ranger memo as the Jimmy Beast email. This is valid. This is a valid thing, just being like, hey, please don't feed my dog. He's too fat right now. We're trying to put him on a diet. This is crazy. This is at least respectful, and he's like making jokes, little lines here and there. We're going to put him in the Houston Fat Stock Show. Stuff like that. He's going to be wearing a Do Not Feed Me badge. But yeah, they are going crazy, being like, you're going to be punished if you have snacks in your desk at work. And also, it's just like, Jimmy lost a bunch of weight. Jimmy Beast. Jimmy Donaldson. He lost a bunch of weight. And I think it's to the point now where it's like, bro, you don't need to because I think he's probably trying to do it natural, and I think he doesn't realize maybe that it's like, if you're going to be doing, like, if you're trying to look like The Rock or something, you're trying to look like John Cena, you need to be on steroids. Like, there's no way around that. If you want to get super buff, get super built, you need to be on steroids. I think that's literally it. Trying to find a good image of him. Oh wait, should I get the one with him with his holding his junk? This progress photo. Look how ripped he is. Why is he holding his little Jimmy? The before and after. This one looks like a head photoshopped on a body. But maybe I'm wrong. Dwayne The Rock Johnson isn't natty? I hate to break it to you, but no, he's not. Damn, Jimmy, look at the lats. Look at the delts. Ooh, looking good, Jimbo. Noticing differences, but getting ultra mega jacked is taking forever. I want to be big. See, this is what I'm telling you. I think that he's trying to do it all natural. Because, like, this looks like a natural physique. This looks like someone who's highly dedicated to working out, but has a natural physique. If he wants to get big, like, you need to do steroids. Worrying about this, like, everybody around you needs to not give you food or soda or chips. Like, that isn't worth it, dog. Like, really. Really. Grab it on his peener. Exactly. What do we think of this tattoo? This has to be the worst tattoo on any MMA fighter ever. This might just be the worst tattoo ever. Bro's listening to some D. Listening to some D real quick. I just love my music. I need to listen to music all the time. What is this tattoo too? I can't make out any of this stuff on his arm. Let it be. Let it be. I think there's more to this tattoo too that wraps around the wrong side of his arm. I've seen worse. I don't know. Because here's the thing, right? Is we've talked about this. There's scaling to the types of bad tattoo. There's a bad design, but that can be stylistic. There's poorly done, which is just like someone who has bad technique. This doesn't look like bad technique, and this doesn't look like a bad design. This is just a terrible tattoo. The placement's crazy. Having like a full headphone tattoo looks crazy, weird. Like, what about when you're wearing headphones? Some dim music. Well, because imagine you're wearing headphones, like going for a jog, shirtless around the neighborhood or something, and you got your headphones on, and then they just see your headphones down here. Even if you're wearing like a tank top. It just looks crazy. Yeah, and the chomp mark on his chest too. I couldn't tell if that's what it is. I think that is what it is. But it's like hard to tell because it looks like that would be like a very small mouth. I guess not. If it's just the teeth, yeah. What are the thin lines on the cord supposed to be? Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. I don't actually know. Maybe it's supposed to be shading. Like maybe it's supposed to be like a shadow underneath it or something, but it just looks very bad. That part actually is just bad technique. Because, yeah, I think it's supposed to be a shadow, but it's like that needs to be probably thicker than the... It also doesn't really follow like a... Like, where would the light source be coming from if these are all shadows? But yeah, it's just a bad tattoo. We love to see bad tattoos. I don't know if I feel like I might have seen this type of tattoo before. Let me see. I feel like I've seen this before. Oh, this is even worse. Never mind. This one is like a worse one. So it's not uncommon. Oh, these ones are way... Okay, I found worse versions of this tattoo. Okay. So this one is this. This looks like you can bear... Once this heals, like this looks fresh. Once this fully heals, you cannot tell what this is. Like, what is it supposed to be a stethoscope? Like, I think it's supposed to be headphones and it's like plugged into his heart. But it's like, that's crazy. And then this one, it's like he's not even listening to it. It's plugged into him. Someone behind him gets to listen, I guess. Oh. And don't forget about the Starfish navigation system. H3 show number 278. Yes, they're definitely going to change that. That just tells me they don't have a lot on the dock today. We're waiting to see, I guess. This one is probably the best tattooed. Like, the cord looks decent. Again, it's still just an issue with, like, I guess this one makes more sense. The lighting makes more sense here. Just like, why do you have like a downward angle from your light source, like coming up on the tattoo? That's just, whatever. This one's the most, like, the best tattoo, the worst design. Plug in. Spinal Tap. All Spinal Tap all day. Take a listen. Listen to my thoughts. Listen to what's really going on in my head. Hila's long lost brother. I've seen this guy a lot, and I didn't think that until someone said that. Hila's long lost brother. He does look like Hila. He does. This guy has this, his whole niche is being fast. Look how fast he is. That's a carrot. Whoa, it's falling over. A carrota? He did that in 1 second. Click, slice, back, click. A carrota. It's the big, beautiful eyes. No, it's definitely the eyes. But it's also just like, I think their facial structure is a little bit similar. They both have kind of like a thinner face. You know what I mean? This scares me. This guy could walk up and shank you. You wouldn't even know. He should start cup stacking. He'd be the best in the world. For a while, his whole account was him like mocking this other fast guy. Oh, I didn't even notice this part. Look at this. He also landed the knife upright on its side. He's also got extreme levels of balance. Wow. But there was this bald guy who was fast, and he kept making videos where he would just be like, this guy isn't actually good, look at me do mine instead. And then I would see comments where people are like, oh, you're so much better than him. And then he would reply saying, bald can never live up to me. He would always refer to the man as bald, and I cannot remember what his name is. All you're showing is men need to be stopped. It's the truth. Is that a new concept? I thought that was always the case. Ethan would hate me for saying this, but I've always thought Hila looked like Donna, and Ethan and Moses resembled each other when they both had really short hair. Coincidence? I think not. Well, I mean, you might. Ethan would probably get mad if someone said that to him. He'd probably just be like, why are you saying that? But I don't think that that's an uncommon opinion, because for a long time when they first started, people would be like, are they siblings? What? Because the main insult people would have is because Hila has an accent and like English is her second language, they would just think that she doesn't have an accent and she just has like some type of mental disability. But then they would also be like, what's wrong with his sister? That would be like the main question. Donna and Hila are both similar builds and hair. Yeah. Hila's just a lot taller. That would be like the one. And like different hair color, different hair type. But I get what you're saying. Like I was saying with him, both like thinner facial structure. Noses. I'm like just going based off memory. Both wear glasses sometimes. Hila wears glasses sometimes. Wasn't Hila the caretaker? That was the joke they would make. I'm talking about like the comments other people would make. But here's a new video from LUS that came out 2 hours ago. Whoa. Not 2 hours. No way. Oh, 2 hours. But Denims won? Ethan Klein versus Denims. Faster facts. from our man Tony. We love Tony. Shout out Tony. Shout out LUS. Our favorite LUS. That's law understood simply. Denims 1, Ethan Klein versus Denims, faster facts. Let's check it out.
There is a lot to cover, So first of all, why are people saying that Denims has won? Well, it's because of this. This is something called a tentative decision. So a tentative decision, often you don't see this, is when there is a decision to be made and the court will still give both attorneys, including...
I was looking this up offline a little bit, and from what I was understanding, and LUS is obviously going to be able to explain it a lot better than me, but the general understanding I have right now is that a tentative decision is basically just saying, like making an uncertain decision, and then allowing it to continue just a bit further. So it's like, this is the way that it appears at this point, but they aren't necessarily standing fully on that.
Ethan Klein's attorney time to consider the arguments he's going to use. So a tentative decision is not the final decision. Now, they're battling over it's called a partial judgment on the pleadings. There are actually multiple parties here. That's H-Free Snark. H-Free Snark will cover a little later. They've had some major updates as well. Again, this is definitely a victory, a tentative victory for Denims. So the first claim...
Why does LUS have the URR intro? Because Alex is his editor.
For relief, you can see is the countdown episode and a nuke. There's two things, not one, right? So they were actually fighting over the nuke. And that's what this tentative doesn't mean the judge cannot change his mind. It is unlikely, but nonetheless. So this lawsuit is actually two different lawsuits in one. So number one, just because you won one of these, which is the nuke. So she won the nuke, tentatively won the nuke, but she didn't win the countdown episode. And each of these are independent to each other. So here you have the countdown episode, and here you have the nuke. It is quite possible that a judge finds that you did not copyright infringe the nuke, but you did copyright infringe the countdown episode. So this case is not over yet. Even if the tentative goes in Denims' favor, which it very may well go in her favor. The judge filed this. Basically, it says Ethan Klein loses because of Ethan Klein. I have always said that Denims' lawyers are killers.
I will say that is funny. That one of the main things is it does seem like it's using him a lot against him. And that's why I made the joke that at the end of the day, it's like, this is a win-win for me. Because if Ethan wins, I get to gloat as a fan. If Ethan loses, that means I get to do shittier reactions according to law. It's so good. Biggest win-win of my life. And guys, I just got the news. Move-in is Thursday. Big ups. Move-in is Thursday. We need to be out by Tuesday, so we have the weekend to get all our stuff moved over. We work through the weekend, but we're going to get it done. I'm like, ooh. But we're going to get this. I'm genuinely like, I have so much stress, but it's all, I'm able to relax a little bit. Woo. Can I move in with you? Maybe. It'd help with rent, I'm telling you that.
all three of them. I've always said that Denims lawyers, one by one, could take on Ron and probably win, but when you combine all three of them, Ron doesn't really have a shot. You can go back and rewatch any of my Denims live streams. This was a potential outcome that I did predict. They're very good. I've always said that I'm going to blow your mind. Any of the three lawyers and Denims law firm, now having researched them, having seen Ron, I think Ron is a great lawyer, but he ain't those guys. I think Ron...
Damn. This is the A team right here. These look like I'm sorry, these are just the funniest lawyer photos. They look like a boy band that grew up, you know what I mean? Like if you told me these were members of NSYNC, I'd believe you.
Is a friendly lawyer, capable, good at his job, but he ain't no shark. Denims hired a law firm full of sharks, like really good lawyers. It's not even, so they're cheering and they're this is tentative. Let me show you what tentative means. It doesn't mean they won, okay? Okay, where is this? Countdown nuke. Oh, this is episode, so I got sidetracked a little bit. Tentative doesn't mean they won. In fact, this is what tentative means. They didn't win shit today, guys. So this document is being circulated.
Well, because I think the whole thing is it's like she didn't win, but it ain't looking good. I think that's probably the fairest way you could say it.
Circulated around, but it's not a official legal document yet, because it's not in the docket. If you go in the docket, you cannot find that document anywhere. The only document you can find, so this is so this is May 11th. This is not the correct document. June 3rd, I'm on Court Listener right now. You can look at Court Listener right now. You can look at Court Listener right now. You can. And you're not going to find this, her win, because it was tentative. So this is one of
Denims afford such lawyers in the first place. I mean, honestly, it could literally just be this. Denims, Casey Tron, Frogan have all had mediocre success in their streaming careers. And if you position yourself properly, they probably could have all been fine. Like, and Denims is the most sizable, I think, out of them, right? I remember I looked at it before. Was Denims the largest creator? So I think out of them, if she was good with her money, she's probably decently standing. So, you know, so I'm not surprised by that very much.
One of the things I don't really like about Denims and the Snarkers, they're celebrating way too early, right? They're celebrating a win on half the claims, and it's not even official yet that they won. Like, you do realize he could have lost, right? You do realize the judge can change his mind later on. That's why they have the hearing. So this is nothing. This is meaningless until it becomes in the...
Yeah, Rom better be writing a banger right now. He's in there just all day and night writing it up. You better drop every other case. This is the only one you care about now.
In the court docket. The only thing in the court docket, which was just, I guess, like an hour or two ago, is the fact that they don't know who's going to win. And yet everyone is like trolling me, yelling, oh, we won. I don't see that you won. I just saw the matter was called, the counsel stated their appearance, the court's tentative ruling was issued on June 4th and reviewed by counsel. The court heard oral arguments, okay? So this is new. We don't know what this is.
So we don't know what okay, so they did do their oral arguments. We just don't know what they are yet. And I mean, we probably won't know what they are, really, unless we get like the transcript. I guess we might get the transcript for that. But they did their oral arguments. Now we're just waiting to see what the actual conclusion of this is.
But could it change? If Ron did a really good job, they absolutely could have changed their mind. That's within the realm of possibilities here. And the court took the matter under submission. Do you know what that means, my dear Snarkers? Nothing. So yeah, this happened. This is tentative ruling. This happened on June 4th. And then on June 5th, they have...
It's a combo of GoFundMe, OF, Twitch, donos, subs, and maybe Hassan, but who knows. The Hassan is included in the OF. That's just a guess. That's just speculation.
Have a oral debate, just like how they normally do. This is the same type of debate that they would have. Oh, okay, I'm right, you're wrong. And then the judge has to decide. So if the judge agreed 100%, yeah, it looks like a clerical error, right? Like those are two lawyers that are not involved in the case. When you Google them, they're actually just not in the law firms or anything. So the judge is right.
It's also corny how Snark is like, we won, bruh, you didn't win shit. First of all, and it's Denims, not you, lol. The Snarker subpoena is going through. Yes, that's like a good point too. It's like, yes, Snark, you're losing. You're not Denims. And also, it's just cringe in general to be like, we won. Oh my god, we beat Ethan Klein. You're like, it's just so ridiculous. Like because even if Ethan wins, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, hugging people. Like I mean, I might do a little bit on stream. We'll probably hit one of these. But like, was I freaking out over the subpoena going through? No, we were just kind of like, big win, big ups. But yeah, they really are taking. It's probably because it's like it's the biggest part of their life. You know what I mean? When you don't have success through things like work or work. You look for every little gain that you can get.
The judge is Wesley Hughes. It really could be that Rom made a good argument. I'm assuming Rom is the lawyer here because all fingers point to Rom.
Dropped Ethan. He said, nah. I just read the 1,000 pages. You're an evil man, Ethan Klein. I know. I was there.
This is just one count. Yeah, there's 2 counts. And that's what people don't understand. So again, even if...
Yeah, we're happy for Ethan because he's been through so much. But even so, it's like, we are happy for him. I'm happy for Ethan. I'm not like, yeah, like I'm taking it on personally, like I did something or I accomplished anything. In the same way, like I'm saying, if he loses, I'll like be like, oh, that sucks for him. But I'm still able to be like, it benefits me in the in the reaction. You know, I can make a joke about it still. Not like it's a big deal. Where I do feel like if Denims does lose this, the Snarkers will be distraught. They'll be like, first Casey Tron, now this. Because they've already like deluded themselves about Casey Tron and been like, oh, it's actually, she did the right thing there. She used all the money we donated and gave it to Ethan to give to Ethan Klein. She did the right thing, actually. I don't feel bad about my decisions at all. So I don't know what you could like. Honestly, at this point, it's like Ethan just needs it more for like the public record than to change anybody's opinion.
Even if Denims wins this, it's meaningless. Her biggest cost was never the $150,000 she could lose. Her biggest cost is her free, incredibly expensive lawyers. Not 1, not 2, free. So like I asked this question and the answer is who wins, right? Who wins? The answer is the lawyers win. The lawyers are the only winners. You look at Carl Jobs and Billy Mitchell, who won that case, the lawyers. Mizkif is paying his lawyers for.
I like that basically he's just telling whatever this chatter is to shut up. He's like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, this person won, that person won. The lawyers won. You know who got paid? The lawyers.
$40,000 a month. Who's going to win?
Honestly, he's just big dogging him. Big dog in chat real quick.
In that case, the lawyers. Asmongold has like what, 3-4 lawyers for himself, 3-4 lawyers for Emaru, 3-4 lawyers for his businesses. Let me tell you why there's 10%. I don't agree with this decision simply for the fact that, number one, it seems like he's putting a lot in her political views. And I was like, what does politics really have to do? So number one, I'm not a fan of this, of like bringing politics to it. But number two, I mean, let me tell you, like, the standard here is incredibly high. When you rule judgment, and this is why I think there's 10%. I think there's 10% or more. So the average, Alex is saying, which I believe him, is 10%. A judgment on the pleadings is very crazy at this stage. That's before discovery. That means you had a complaint and you had an answer, and it's so obvious that like you're going to lose. Like it's so obvious Ethan Klein's going to lose. We don't need to do discovery. We don't need to do interrogatories. We don't need to do depositions. We can just end the case in Denims for this claim in Denims' favor. The burden of proof that the judge needs to show is high, so high, right? So again, I don't think he reached it. I don't think he was able to reach it. Now he talks about the fair use and the 4 points of fair use, but like
this whole point from LUS is so silly. He keeps doing this. I don't know if it's, I mean, he's just making the point that it's not done and that depending on the arguments made by Ethan's lawyers that it could continue. He's not really I do think that he's kind of hedging his bet a little bit here and not stating one way or the other what he thinks. And is more so just trying to like state the facts on the like that it's not over is like the major point.
To say that Denims wins now and there is no like intent, there is no motivation, there's no discovery. What he's saying is it's frivolous, which I don't think it is. In fact, the two judges in the other cases, one in Missouri, so can't really rely on that, like, and the other one went to default. In fact, one of the things Casey Tron had to say was it's not frivolous, right? So, like, this is very weird. A judgment on the pleadings is typically used in copyright when a plaintiff and defendant agree that, yes, you did infringe copyright infringement. Now let's go to the damages. This is a very rare thing that's happening. If I was this judge, I would be very careful because if you open yourself up to appeal, this standard, right, is so high, right? So high. And yes, even if she wins.
Oh, the lawyers win? I don't know. I think that's a fair point too on some level. Like I was saying, I think it was more so just like a big dog to chat. Because this chatter, like he was saying, people are coming in his chat being like, we won, we won. And so he's just talking about like the real winners, the real people getting paid are the lawyers. But it's not necessary. I guess I get what you're saying, that it's not really, it's not a point to be made. I wouldn't say it's a bad point, but it's not necessarily a point to be made, I guess.
Wins this, she's still going back to court. She still has to go to court again. Or at least her attorneys have to go to court again. This case is not even 50% over. So, 3 of the 4 fair use factors strongly favor defendants, including the most important factor, purpose, and character of use. But this is because the court is saying, oh, she hates Ethan. How can she copyright infringe Ethan? So the court is really...
I just don't get that. That analysis makes absolutely no sense to me. Because what about people that are like, you know, like really like harsh critics, like being like a harsh movie critic or something, and all they do is just like heavily critique movies that they dislike. So if you're going to them, it's only because you would hate this movie. You think that this movie's terrible. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Putting a lot of emphasis on this individual hates Ethan so much. How can
also it's funny that they say including the most important factor, because isn't the whole point of having 4 factors is that they're weighed evenly? I also find that kind of an interesting like addition here.
Copyright infringe Ethan when all her statements are like, oh, this sucks. You suck, Ethan. This sucks. You're wrong, Ethan. Right? This is a very, like, this is going to get appealed.
Because purpose and character of use, what if you are trying to create a counter argument for a historical claim? Someone's making like a, is doing like Holocaust denial or something, and you make a video in which you are articulating the counter arguments against this Holocaust denial. You are, for the same purpose and character of use, doing an educational video for the purpose of educating on the history of the Holocaust. But you would be, you know what I mean? I just feel like, again, I don't understand how that's the most important factor, or how purpose and, because again, yeah, it's like that. I see it as weighing in very evenly against the other 3.
This is going to get appealed. I think as is, if the judge submitted this, Ethan Klein.
It makes zero sense. The judge didn't even know the third factor to Ethan, which is about the amount used. She used the whole thing. Yeah. No, yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make the judge's analysis doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it kind of just makes it seem like they don't understand copyright like a whole lot. But aren't they like a copyright judge or something? Wasn't that like their specialty?
Will absolutely appeal this, and again, he doesn't even need the case continues, right? But let's say he appeals this. I think there's a good chance of getting overturned 20, 25, 35.
But maybe we've all been misled. Maybe Ethan actually is a evil man who's misled us all about copyright. And all of the Googling and research that I've done personally has also just somehow been wrong.
Very high. That's very high for appeal. Far higher than H-free snark. Simply for the fact that, like, if you're a judge and you rule on a judgment on the pleadings, that itself is really, really wrong. Okay, so here, now one of the criticisms is that actually Ethan Klein, his own case where he won fair use, is being used against him. Yes, the judge actually is using Ethan Klein's own case against him. This is the person who mentioned this case was actually Rom. So, like, did Rom make a decision mentioning this case?
Well, I also think in the context of bringing up their original case with Azen Zeta, I almost called him Big Hoss, Matt Hoss. I'm pretty sure that the way that they used it in their arguments was that the judge specifically outlined in that case that you need to use portions of a video and not the totality. If the you should only be using as much as you are being critical, analyzing, or transforming. If you are not transforming the whole thing, then that standard is not being met. Or if you're not transforming the whole thing, then you should not be using the whole thing. Honestly, though, it is interesting because if you think about it, in the case of the Matt Haas case, I think that type of reaction may lead you to a higher possibility of defamation, of like committing defamation. Because if you are only using portions, you may lack context relevant to particular like stated arguments or points made that might like misinform your audience about a particular person or something. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like there's definitely arguments. That's why copyright is just such a complicated thing in general. And I don't know. I think that this case has really just kind of put that all on display.
So the plaintiff requests that court take judicial notice of certain court records. The plaintiff requests so actually it was Rom and Ethan who told the judge to look at his case. And then they found that the video then they used this case against.
We should all, Kabir, you're right. We should all sue Ethan for starting the show late. Class action style. Fraud. False advertising.
Ethan. Wild, right? I mean, again, Snark is going all crazy over this, but that's what happened. So again, here's where I would disagree. And I will say this, and I've said it a million times again. Frost LLC, they're killers. They're litigation killers. It is likely that new work will not affect the market for the original in a cognizable way, but acting for a substitute. Defendant livestream is not a market substitute for the nuke, because someone watching the former will have a very different experience than watching the later. Anyone seeking to watch the nuke, a scripted and edited documentary, would have had a...
Rom even included a quote from the precedent that specifically says that fair use should be decided in summary and not on the pleadings. That's pretty interesting. That does almost just make me think that this judge is just lazy. that this is a sleeper. I'm good.
Distinctly different experience.
The judge really went, I love Twitch. What are you talking about? Next.
Watching defendants start and stop, which features spontaneous reaction, sharp criticism throughout. And here's the sources. Okay, so that's one of the fair uses. The amount. Okay, third is so they use the whole amount. There's no way they can say like they didn't use the whole amount. So this must be the one that Ethan won. So there are 4 factors. You don't need to win all 4. Defendant averse that the documentary and information nature of nuke favors fair use. The secondary consider the nature of the copyright work. The fact recognized creative works are closer. So again, they're saying it's not creative. They're saying it's factual, which normally would be a good thing, but they're saying that because it's not creative, it is harder to copyright infringe something that's factual rather than creative. The nuke is divided into 7 sections. The first section walks the audience through Ethan's thesis of the nuke, that Hassan radicalized his audience. The second section involves a parody mocking how Twitch has embraced. Third section focuses on Piker allegedly radicalizing his audience by glorifying, this is the Houthi pirate guy. Additionally, the fourth section focused on Piker's interaction with Habozla propaganda. The fifth section focused on Piker, Twitch guide. And the final section, Klein summarizes the 2 motivations for making the nuke, which are to stop Hassan's infiltration of the mainstream media and hold Twitch accountable. Accordingly, the court finds the nature of the subject work weighs against finding a fair use. As set forth below, however, the factor alone is not terribly... Oh, okay, so they won this. I was wrong. So there are 4 factors. They won factor 2. That means they lost factor 3. I don't know how they lost factor 3. They literally took his whole video. The third factor looks at the quantitative amount and qualitative value of the original work, and they took his whole video. The law, I think this is wrong. I think this part is wrong. You can't take somebody's whole video and win this. A great deal of plaintiff's work was copied, but such copying was plainly necessary for commentary and critique. No, they copied everything. Wow, this is interesting. So Ethan Klein won 2, lost 4, and somehow he lost 3. Here, the extent and quality importance of the video clips used by defendant was reasonable. No, I disagree with this. Accordingly, the court finds its factor does not weigh against the defendant.
And I think that they would only be able to establish that as their analysis if they really just went and saw like, this video is this long, the stream is this long, has to be a decent reaction, right?
The defendant used everything. No. I have to look more into this, but like, this is iffy. This is very iffy. So the factor is how much did you use of the copyrighted work. So if you used like a little piece, right? But you cannot use the whole like 2 hours and then say, oh, look, this doesn't work against me. I don't know, like this, again, they're not saying it helps her, right? They're not saying it helps her. They're just saying that it doesn't hurt her. So maybe this is different. So Snark is saying something very different than what this is actually saying. So number 4, Ethan loses. Number 3, I think is a tie. I think this is a tie because, and I actually disagree with this being a tie. I think Ethan should.
I like the idea. Judge comes in. All rise for the honorable judge. Sorry, guys. It's a tie. Everybody's free to go home.
Win this one. I don't think you can take somebody's entire video, 100% of it, 100%, and say, you know what? Because you didn't need to take 100%. Again, could Denims make the argument without taking the entire? Yeah, people do shorts, they do video commentary. That's what we do. This part makes no sense to me, but I think it's a tie. And a tie is good for Ethan. Remember, and this is something I don't think the judge is understanding. Fair use is an affirmative defense. The defendant has to prove fair use, not the plaintiff. Denims needs to prove fair use, not Ethan Klein. So this is a tie because the court finds the factors do not weigh against defendant, but the court also didn't say we found the factors weigh for the defendant. If I was wrong, I would attack this like a dog. I would attack this like a dog who hasn't eaten for a week on like a juicy steak bone. I think this is where you attack. I think this is where you go because this doesn't make sense. Number one,
I mean, a lot of this isn't really making a whole lot of sense, to be completely honest.
The judge says it's a tie, but the tie goes to Ethan Klein because the burden of proof. This is fair use is an affirmative defense, meaning that Denims has the burden of proof. So again, I don't get this one at all. Number two is actually in favor of Ethan Klein. Look, accordingly, the court finds the nature of the subject weighs against finding a fair use. So number 2 goes to Ethan Klein. So Ethan Klein wins number 2. He ties number 3. He loses number 4. And let's see what happened to number 1. But even after he won, even after he won number 2, the court was like, haha, that factor doesn't matter. Okay, you dumbass, then why do we have it? Everyone knows fair use is an affirmative defense. Why would we have 4 factors if factor number 2 just doesn't matter, right? And he cites like one case saying, oh, it's not terribly significant. No. If Rom should be on attack dog mode. Hopefully they sent Rom and not like a, oh God, it is bad. Okay, so for the
sorry you keep hearing my computer. I'm trying to find this one thing from the Snark subpoena thing. I know it was from one of the declarations of Doe's. What I'm trying to find. Is it this one? Tony is getting heated. Oh my God. I just want to find the part where they say that they think that Ethan would kill them. Good. Not that one. Oh, I found it. I finally found it. Yes. It took me so long. I'm sorry. I fear that Ethan will resort to illegal tactics, and this is from one of the Does. I was just trying to think of one of the best things from these cases, and I don't want this to ever be forgotten. I'm going to screenshot this real quick. Let's go with that right here. I'm just going to copy that for posterity's sake. I fear that Ethan will resort to illegal tactics after this, and I have no reason to believe that Ethan and Hila will ever stop targeting us. This harassment is relentless, and I do not believe it will ever truly end. Ethan is willing to do anything to destroy our lives and has explicitly stated on his podcast, Ethan owns a firearm and reportedly has a net worth exceeding $100 million. I sincerely believe that if he had the opportunity, Ethan would not hesitate to kill me. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. You can't say this sincerely. Come on. Ethan owns a firearm and reportedly has a net worth exceeding $100 million. I sincerely believe that if he had the opportunity, Ethan would not hesitate to kill me. This just proves the Snark mods are insane. Like, Ethan's only ever brought up having a gun in relation to people breaking into his home. Like, he's only talked about it in the context of self-defense, so I do think that's hilarious. Someone owns a gun, they're gonna shoot me. I know it. Have you seen Ethan's princess arms? He would have an issue killing a large bug. He better practice. I don't even know if he's going to be able to pull that trigger.
Courts find defendants use transformative, part 1. So they won a claim out of 2.
But sorry, that was just a quick aside from the Snark subpoena, the Snark Reddit subpoena case.
Transformative, part 1. So they won a claim out of 2. And then we talk about commercial use. Accordingly, the analysts of the first factor, the court finds defendant's use weighs in favor of fair use. Now, what was their argument here? Oh, shit. Oh, my God. This is so bad. Here, a defendant contends that her use was not sufficiently commercial to outweigh the transformation. As defendant is a live streamer, she is eligible to receive subscriptions, donations, and advertised revenue during her Twitch broadcast, regardless of the content of her nature of use. Yeah, no, but when she does that, she gets less than 4,000 viewers, guys. The problem isn't she getting money. The problem is she gets 10 times the money. Yes? So there's no doubt there was a...
No, actually, Lus, that doesn't matter at all. That actually doesn't matter at all. Because regardless of how many people are watching her, that would just then come into what the damages would be. Because then it would be less damages because she would have less viewers. But I think regardless, but I also just don't think that this is necessarily relevant to the facts of the matter, because you are receiving donations and subscriptions during the time. And I guess maybe it would be hard to figure out and calculate the exact number that it would be, but I guess that's what would come into, like, you know, again, what the actual damages would be at that point. But I think that just getting money, just saying I'm going to get money regardless, doesn't really matter. It's like being a busker on the street. I'm busking on the street, playing my bucket drum. Playing my bucket drum on the street, making money. I'm making money here. And then I just so happen to sell drugs on the side. I just so happen to give some people some drugs here and there, and they give me some money. You can't take my big bucket just because I'm out here busking. You don't know, like, that's my money. That's the money I was gonna make regardless. Doesn't matter that it's a front to do illegal activity. I think that in that case they would take with all, like, the whole amount. That would all be for the police. They'd put that into a new cruiser. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe that is a bad example, but I feel like that is how that would work. That's what doesn't make sense. This would be solved in discovery, but the judge is throwing that away. Yeah, I guess that is, like, the point, right? It just feels lazy. It doesn't. It's mostly confusing because it just feels lazy.
Commercial use. Again, there's no doubt there's commercial use, but the court finds distinguishable defendant's use for intentional exploitation of copyright work for monetary. No. Oh no. No. So the argument against this would be, okay, she gets money, but if she goes from under 4,000 viewers to 46,000 viewers, she gets 11 times the money. And that's where the commercialization lies. In fact, Denims has never actually revealed how much money she's received from this live stream, right? What I would want to know, and discovery. So this is why I think this is going to fail. I think there's a chance, more than 10%. Because
he's hedging his bet there. That's a very low percentage.
Motion for judgment on the pleadings says, hey, the case is so easy, we don't need discovery. But in discovery, I want to ask Denims or figure out, okay, the live stream before the nuke, how much money do you make then? The nuke, when you were copyright infringing the nuke, how much money do you make then? Did you make 11 times the amount of money you made because you had 11 times the amount of viewers? And at the very end of the live stream, you asked for money. This is interesting. I would make the argument.
I don't know if being more or less, like, overt about it, it would necessarily affect the act of copyright infringement. I guess Lus probably knows more than me, but that part just doesn't really make sense to me, that argument. Because I don't see why. Because again, that shows maybe the reasons as to why she would infringe on copyright, but it doesn't prove whether or not she has.
I as a YouTuber myself, right? Here's what I would say. If we could go from 400 to 4,000 like this, or 4,400, fuck it, let's play some copyright music, right? It's worth the risk. So like, even I as a YouTuber understand that to 11x, 12x my audience, that's something like exceptionally rare. Her lawyers did do a good job. Okay, her lawyers did a good job. That's all I can say. They did a fantastic job.
Thank you to our 1 month and older members, Le Cat, Ristics.
All of them. Hey, I know them. I know some of these people. But yes, that is that. My tummy, my tummy actually kind of hurts right now. Oh, they fixed it. Insane Mr. Beast leaks an exclusive Reckless Bin updates. The H3 show, number 278. They still have it as the H3 podcast on here, though. Come on, guys. Gotta figure this out. Oh, my stomach is actually killing me right now. I've got too much going on in my life. Here, I don't think this will get me. I don't think this music will get me in any trouble because I follow this band on Instagram and they said that this isn't out yet. They just played it live at this thing. I just want one of the songs. Where was it? You guys ever heard some folk punk? I know. I'm wanting this one. Might be right here.
I've been high for as long as I can remember, and nothing feels good anymore. Oh, everybody is so disappointed in me, so I don't wanna care more than it seems. Really think
this is the music I was exclusively into right after my One Direction phase passed. Yeah. No, it's very it is a young person's type of music, I will say. I think the more you grow, the more you learn and the more you see. And I guess those with a nihilistic mentality either grow out of it or, you know, go the other route, which is a sad sight to see. But, you know, it's kind of the outcomes, I guess. But very good song from Crisis Crew. No, yeah, I heard that on Instagram, and for some reason on Instagram, it's like completely blown out and you can't hear anything. Like you can only hear like the vocals, and you can hear that he's strumming, but you can't even really hear the notes. But it sounds a lot better on YouTube for sure. Why does this remind me of modern baseball? Music's all the same thing. Who said it? One of those artists that uses, Sarah, one of those artists that uses 100 genres to make a new genre. That's the only way we can get new sounding music. You know, people always say, there's that song by, what are they, Axis of Awesome? Same 4 chords. Yeah, the Axis of Awesome 4 chord song. What are all the songs listed in that? With or Without You by U2, Something Like You by Adele, Hey Soul Sister by Train, Let It Be by the Beatles, Viva La Vida by Coldplay, I'm Yours by Jason Mraz, Take Me On by Aha, Zombie by the Cranberries, Despacito by Luis Fonsi, Save Tonight by Eagle Eye Cherry. That was just but like a lot of songs use the same progressions. I feel like the only way to get out of that is to create new genres, which is just blending different stuff together. And also it's like the only ways to get new riffs, new guitar riffs and stuff. I'm trying to remember what this guy's name is. I follow a guy on Instagram that's a perfect example of you just have to go like insane. What is this? Oh, that's going to be frustrating if I can't find him. Oh, no. Oh, no. Scrolling all the way down, trying to find him. Ramparts, that's it. This is the only way we get new sounding stuff on guitar. Oh, Zach finally found this guy. Nice. I've been following this guy for a while. When I first saw him, I thought it was Zach for a second. Or is this Zach? Oh no, he reposted himself. Sorry. I forget. Why do people do this? I thought that was Zach. I thought he was Zach again. But no, why do people repost their own videos? See, I think he only has a few songs out, but I really do like following. Every time I see his stuff on Instagram, it's always so impressive. I'm surprised I haven't gone live yet. Here, I haven't put up the other poll. So let me put up our other poll. People want to know where to find wealth. They think wealth can buy them happiness. What can I say? But 27% said how to find happiness, and 25% said what it all really means, with 0% saying when they will die. Crazy. So thank you all for voting in this poll. We're now going to put up the other poll of how late is the H3 show going to start today. But here, let's listen to a few more of these, because honestly, I really do like this guy's stuff. Down or just sitting where he's in a chair. I think that it's impressive how he does so many different riffs. I do think, okay. These are the best. When we get the mashup, when we get somebody, this is what we need. This is the future. Bands can be strictly on the internet. You can have people just create different pieces of it. Get somebody in here with a trumpet. Probably not for this song, but... I chose wealth because I think the reason I'm not happy is because I'm poor. Money would solve a majority, if not all, of my problems. Imagine you're like, I want to know, you have to tell me what will finally make me happy. And then they just say, bro, you need to make some money. Come on, you need to make some money. What are you waiting for? You're just kind of like, I get so mad. I'd be like, come on, man. Come on, you're an oracle. That dad gad. My dad tells a funny story from when he was a student. He had a neighbor who was learning the riff "Smoke on the Water" poorly over and over again. Those are always the best, because when you're just barely learning, you see something like this and you're like, I want to get like this. I want to be this good one day. Never are. Never are.
We've got something pretty cool in this case here.
I don't think I've ever heard his voice before.
So let's check it out.
The guitar.
This is the Walden G3033 RCE. Let's speed run through the specifications.
Honestly, I'd like to see Zach do guitar talk instead of watch talk. That would be I'd enjoy that much more.
Solid cedar top, solid Ovenkal back and sides. I think I'm pronouncing that properly. Flame maple binding with a little contour here. Ebony fingerboard, also some cool little figuring there. Ebony bridge pins. Graph-Tech ratio tuners, and that's it. I'll get a B-roll shot of the inside of this guitar, but it does include low mass bracing, which definitely allows for the top to resonate. There is a pickup installed and is the Fishman Priestess blend, which includes an internal microphone as well as a piezo system, and you can actually blend the two. To start, I want everybody to hear the natural sound of this guitar with no post-processing, which is what I'm going to give you right now.
Beautiful guitar. And a beautiful man with some beautiful hair. See, I think my favorites are the ones where he has like a drummer included. I like his electric work, and then I like the ones with drummers. What did I just find over here? 208 views from L3 Productions. Wannabe H3 has a message for you. Oh, I didn't click on it. Oh no. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's L3 Productions, or Wannabe H3 Productions, Larpverse H3 Productions, whatever you want to call me, it doesn't matter. But the reason I'm making this video is because, one, I was supposed to upload a different video today. I haven't gotten to it yet. I should upload it tomorrow. There's been so much stuff I've been doing. It's another rant video, so stay tuned. Y'all liked the last one. Thanks for all the support on the last one, by the way. It did really good. So that's one of the reasons I'm uploading this, just to upload something. But also, I think this is a very important video to upload, and just upload it sooner than later. Because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, how long am I going to keep this act up? How long am I going to make LARP H3 videos? And to be honest, probably not for long. I'm probably only going to make, actual dedicated videos.
Sorry, his voice is super low. He doesn't want his parents to hear him. Okay, let's boost it. Boosted!
LARP H3 videos for, maybe 3 to 4 weeks. But when I'm getting a new computer, and when I do that, I'll probably
average H3 fan.
I'll probably start an H3 podcast. By the way, I'm recording with my hands, so that's why the camera's shaky. I'll probably start my own LARP H3 podcast, L3 podcast, and I might upload I'll go live for the podcast, and then I might upload I might clip it, kind of like what you know what Queso does, where he clips something, and then he'll do a live stream, he'll clip it into a video. That's probably what I'll do. And then I'll make videos from the live streams and upload that to my YouTube channel.
You know, you clip your streams and you turn those clips into their own thing. You know, kind of me, L3 Productions. What am I gonna be like? Maybe kind of like Queso.
I'll probably do that. But yeah, I don't know. I could, as of right now, it's doing good. The LARP content's doing good. So I don't see a reason to stop. I'll probably just go, I'll do videos until I get my new computer, and then when I get my new computer, I'll do the podcast. I'll make my own podcast, and I'll just clip videos from that. I'll go live on YouTube. I may go live on TikTok too. Who knows? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just thought this video was very important to make. It's not just me. I'm sure people are wondering this about, a bunch of other LARP tubers. Are you going to continue? Or are you going to, stop?
We have all been wondering about the LARP community. Are they going to continue with their LARPing?
Their own thing. I could stop.
Please school me, Cruz. I'm so confused.
But if I do stop bumping a video, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, though, to be honest. Maybe by the end of the year, though. Maybe, like, if it does get till the end of the year, I'll do this, and then, like, the beginning of New Year 2027, I'll switch it up. I don't know, but anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll keep you updated. And yeah, banger video coming out tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Yo, he's got a banger video coming out today. Yo, we've got a video coming out. I'm ready. The LARP rant. LARP H3 Productions.
Hey guys, it's H3 Productions here, or as you can call me, LARP H3 Productions. And recently,
I think he messed up. I think he meant to call himself L3, but he just called himself H3 Productions.
Hey guys, it's H3 Productions here, or
No, it's not.
as you can call me, LARP H3 Productions. And recently, since like yesterday, I kind of been wanting to weigh.
Wait. What is this? The LARP.
LARPTube has taken over, with every famous YouTuber finding themselves at the heart of a LARPing operation the likes of which we've never seen before. There's Larpplier, LARPGwin0, and even Larpy is here, with each YouTuber that found massive audiences throughout the mid to late 2010s and beyond receiving their own LARP representative.
Sorry, this is all blasting now because the other guy was so quiet. I'm so sorry.
Extremely telling of how much of an influence these creators have had over the years, as for people to be copying them years later means they absolutely left a legacy, despite operating at a very different capacity nowadays. There seems to be a lot of nostalgia for that particular era of YouTube, as it seems some LARPtubers tend to go for more of a 2016 vibe than a modern one, as it seems like they're wishing for a return to tradition. It's working too.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the point. It's a live action roleplay. They're live action role playing the old school YouTubers that they like.
Channels such as Larpplier are quickly gaining hundreds of thousands of views, as they're copying that secret sauce that seemed to go down so well years ago. As a result, it's hardly surprising that the big YouTubers have noticed
Can
these
I make a Filthy Frank LARP, Larpy Frank?
LARPers, and Markiplier has actually commented on Larpplier's clip, writing, "You're a decade too late. Markiplier was a pioneer." Larpplier simply wanted
Markiplier. Now I need to look this up. Markiplier. What the fuck? Where's Markiplier? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this. It's just getting... No. Too hard. It's all getting drowned out by the recent LARPing.
to know if it was okay for him to be branding himself in this way, as it seems he wasn't expecting them.
A LARP account of Dolan Dark did a video on the situation.
Welcome back to Pre-Recorded Gem. Today's treasure, as I'm sure you're probably aware, the term LARPing has been going somewhat viral recently, along with many YouTube channels such as LARP Theory or LARPcepticeye. Well, one of these YouTubers goes by the name Larpplier, a 2012 era-style recreation of Markiplier's old Let's Play videos, who's been uploading and streaming actually...
I'm going down this rabbit hole. I'm not going into any of these videos because I do not care.
Raising over
They're all
$1,000
only like a minute long anyways.
for charity. Well, in a video he uploaded yesterday, he announced he would stop making videos imitating
a LARP version of Mr. Rogers' era boogie, Larpy 2988.
Markiplier if Mark didn't want him to, saying he wanted to ask permission before getting too far.
LARP.
Also saying in his video he didn't want to get any legal trouble, but that he really wanted to do YouTube as a living. Many people in the comments were quick to point out the obvious, that Markiplier wouldn't find the channel offensive and would support the channel, with Larpplier himself saying he didn't think Mark was a bad guy or would sue him. I actually commented on the video LARPing as Markiplier and giving permission, and Larpverse asked if he was getting a slop live. On to the not so good part, Markiplier himself actually saw the video and very rudely told Larpverse he was a decade too late, and that Markiplier, a fan-made voice dub for the character Mike Monroe from Until Dawn, was a pioneer in copying Markiplier. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this response means, but it's not looking good for Larpverse. With him responding in the comments, Mark didn't even give him a go-ahead. But we can only hope Markiplier doesn't sue him for everything he's worth.
We can only hope. Dolan LARPist. Now I want to see LARP Theory promo.
Do you love the LARP?
I love that this is only coming out of my left headphone.
You're tired of your anime characters getting slandered without no evidence whatsoever and just by opinion? Are you tired of playing so many
We're live.
Beautiful Los Angeles, California.
Good. I'm glad I no longer have to look at this LARP stuff. This is I'm gonna be following this very lightly. Mostly LARP 3, LARP 3. But take care, everyone. I really do appreciate you all stopping in. It's a great start to the week. Have a great Monday. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you again on Wednesday. I really do appreciate it all. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'll see you again then. This is Captain Quasar signing off.